Alright, so y'all go ahead and do the factoring and the math knowledge question for today. Pause the video, and then once everyone is finished, you can unpause the video and I'll go over the correct answers. So for the factoring, we're going to do remove, replace, reduce. So multiply by 9, you'll have x squared minus 6x plus 9. Then you're going to factor and replace. So it's going to factor with negative 3 and negative 3. Both of these will divide by 3, so we'll have 3x minus 1, and again 3x minus 1. So you can leave that as your answer, or you can write 3x minus 1 squared. For the math knowledge question, basically we just need to solve it for x. So distribute first to get 3x minus 15 minus 2x plus 8 equals 8x. And then if you combine like terms, you'll get x minus 7 equals 8x. And then if you subtract x, you'll have negative 7 equals 7x. And divide by 7, x would be negative 1. So C would be your answer. Okay, so we are looking at lesson 37 today. We're going to look at the line as a locus and the midpoint formula. But before we get there, y'all are going to have your first trade quiz. So you're going to have 5 minutes to do that. So once everyone has one, keep it face down on your desk. I'm going to start the timer, and then whenever the alarm goes off, stop writing. So you'll have 5 minutes, and y'all can watch the video and y'all can look up and see whenever your time runs out. So pause the video, and then once everyone is ready, y'all can go ahead whenever I start the timer. Okay, so I'm about to start it. On your mark, get set, go. right, so y'all need to stop, put your quiz away, pass it up to the front, turn it in. Y'all go put it in the basket, move on. If you didn't do very well, if you didn't finish it, you have 3 more of them to get better. It was only 24 points, so if you didn't answer half of them, it means you didn't get 12 points. But if you do better on the next 3, then it's not a big deal. If you don't improve, that's what's concerning. So don't stress if you didn't do wonderfully. If you didn't get to finish them, that means you need to work on speed as you get ready for the next quiz. If you did finish them, and then when you get them back, you learn that you didn't do very well on it, then that means that you need to review those ones that you messed up on. So when you get it back, I don't want you to keep them, but you're more than welcome to mark down or mark on your unit circle the ones that you're having trouble with. So that would be fine with me if y'all need to do that once you get your quiz back. Okay, so we're again going to look at lesson 37. The line is a locus and the midpoint formula. So hopefully after this lesson, you will understand how the line is a locus works and the midpoint formula. So we want to write an expression for the distance between those 2 points. So we've already done this from a previous lesson. We want to use the distance formula to write the distance between these 2 points. So we would do the square root of x minus x squared plus y minus y squared. So that would be one of the 4 ways that you could write it. Doesn't matter which one of the 4 ways you pick, but any of them would be fine. So that's been on your homework before. We did that in a previous lesson. So now we're going to look at the line as a locus. Locus is a Latin word which means place. In mathematics, we use the word locus to describe the location of mathematical points. So we'll use locus. You may have seen it in geometry, locus, but it just describes the location of your points. So a line is the locus of all points in a plane that are equidistant from 2 specified points. I have a little picture here. We have point A and point B. This line here is the only line that is always equidistant from A and B. So this distance and this distance have to equal each other. This distance and that distance have to equal each other. Same thing with this distance and that distance. They're always going to be the same. And so the way that we can use the line as a locus method, this is a point xy, and then this is going to be a point. And so we can find the distance between these, just like we did on the last example. On the last example. And then we can find the distance between this xy point and this point. And we can set them equal to each other and solve for our equation. So we want to find the line that is equidistant from the 2 points. So the first thing you're going to do is to find the distance between one point and the point xy. So that's going to be using your distance formula, x minus 4 squared plus y minus 2 squared. And then you're going to do the same thing between this new point and the point xy. So x minus negative 2 squared plus y minus negative 3 squared. And so you set those equal to each other because we want to know when are those distances equal. We can square both sides of our equation to get rid of the square roots. And so then I'll have x minus 4 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals x plus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared. And then we can distribute each of these. And so you'll get x squared minus 8x plus 16 plus y squared minus 4y plus 4 equals x squared plus 4x plus 4 and then plus y squared plus 6y plus 9. And then from here, your x squared terms will cancel and your y squared terms will cancel. And that'll happen every time so that you can put it into slope-intercept form. So I'm going to combine my terms on the left. So I have negative 8x, I have minus 4y, and plus 20. And on the right, I have 4x plus 6y, and then plus 13. And I need it in slope-intercept form, so I'm going to put my y's over on the left side. So if I subtract 6, I'm going to get negative 10y. And then if I add the 8, that's going to become 12x. And then if I subtract 20, that's going to be negative 7. And then from here, I'm just going to divide by negative 10. So y equals negative 6 over 5x plus 7 over 10. So that would be your answer. Okay, so that's how you use the line as a locus method to find the distance, the equation that is equidistant between those 2 points. So let's look at this example. If y'all feel like you can do it by yourself, y'all are welcome to pause the video and try it. I'm going to go ahead and work through it. So we're going to start off with our distance. So we're going to do x minus 0 squared plus y minus a negative 4 squared. And then the distance between the other point and xy. X minus 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared. From there, square both sides, and we can get rid of our radicals that way. So we have x minus 0 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals x minus 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared. And then you want to distribute everything. So x minus 0 is just x, so we really just have x squared here. And then we have plus y squared plus 8y plus 16 equals x squared minus 10x plus 25 plus y squared minus 4y plus 4. Again, your x squareds and your y squareds will cancel. And so I have 8y plus 16, and I have negative 10x minus 4y plus 29. And it again wants it in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to add the 4 to make that 12y, and then I have negative 10x, and then 29 minus 16 is 13. And then I can divide by 12. So y equals negative 10 over 12 is 5 over 6, x, and then plus 13 over 12. So that would be your answer for that one. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the midpoint formula. You hopefully have seen this. You add your x's together and divide by 2, add your y's together and divide by 2. That's how you find the midpoint. We did this in geometry, so hopefully that's not new. So we want to find the midpoint, the coordinates of the point halfway between these. So add your x's together, negative 2 plus 4, and divide by 2. That's 2 over 2, which is 1. Add your y's together, so 6 plus a negative 10 over 2. That's negative 4 over 2, which is negative 2. So our midpoint is 1, negative 2. Okay, so that would be your answer there. Yes, you will have that as a test question. Find the coordinate of the point halfway between. All it's asking for is the midpoint, but you'll be surprised. Somebody or multiple somebodies will forget that you're just looking for the midpoint, and they won't know what to do. But add your x's together and divide by 2. Add your y's together and divide by 2. Okay, so your homework, you get to omit number 12 and number 27, and then you're going to have another trig quiz whenever we take lesson 40. So make sure that y'all keep working on studying your unit circle. It's going to be very similar to the one that you took today. It's just going to be different values. Alrighty? So make sure y'all do your homework and then start studying for your quiz.